Here we go. We're officially live. Sorry, a few technical difficulties, but we're officially live now on YouTube. I'm just waiting for my guest to come in. So yeah. So we are officially live now. So apologies for the technical difficulties. I didn't forget, Brent, honest to God. We were on the other live and I just didn't even realize. So what a plonker I am. So you're here. We are here. So yes. So we are officially here. We are live. See, we are officially live. I'm just getting back. I'm just waiting for my guest to arrive. So how is everybody going? Yes. Sorry, apologies for the technical difficulties. I'm just waiting for my guest to arrive. It was my fault. Right, let's lower this down. Right, so yeah. Hey Sean, how are you? We were just going through some technical difficulties, me and my guest. So I'm here now. Hello, hello, hello. I am good, Brent. How are you? Oh, we didn't forget. I didn't forget. So I promised you guys we were going to be here, and we're going to be here. So yes, we're just waiting for my guest to come. But I'm glad we're all good. So how's everybody's days been? I had a little good day. I filmed something for you guys, but it's getting put out Monday, if that makes sense. So I'm hurrying up with my guest, just waiting to see where he is. I told you I would wear it. When I promise you guys something, I always deliver. So yes. If Sean wants to put in the comments what prize he got today, you are welcome to type it in the comments, because Sean got his giveaway, one of two of his giveaway prizes today. If he wants to reveal, he can reveal. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. So what's new with me? I filmed a video for you guys for Monday. You need to watch this guy, but they're doing some shit with him at the moment and it's kind of crappy. I feel like I'm listening to Meatball Molly. Kiss my ass. What do you got, matey? Where is he? You feel like you're listening to Meatball Molly. You're nutty. Trying out this new coffee today. It's nice. So we're going to let you know what's going on tonight, but as soon as my guest pops up. My mate went to me, is it the same link? I was like, yep, it's the same link. So there'll be a few other people popping in as well. So hello, hello, hello. If you're wondering who this mad dad is, my name's Skylar. I am Skylar loves movies, vlogs, and travel. I was watching WrestleMania 28. I attended that one. Oh, nice. I attended SummerSlam 92. And there was one WrestleMania that I did attend to. And it was near enough close to where this year's WrestleMania is. But I know other people went to the New Orleans one at WrestleMania 30. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my guest. Yes. Hang on. My friend said he's backstage. He's backstage. Yeah, Wembley Stadium. I don't know what's going on. I'm back, technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. My mate's supposed to be coming on live and he said it's just backstage. So I'm just getting rid of all this. There we go. So hopefully my friend should be coming. So yeah, any favorite pay-per-view that I have? Where's my guest? Oh, any favorite pay-per-view? I liked Double or Nothing from last year. And I also liked All Out from last year. And I liked yeah, I know. Yeah, 1 second. So I've told them to try this one. So yeah. He'll be here, don't worry. I think he's pressed the wrong link. Yeah. You're welcome, Sean. I'm glad you like it. There he is. He's here now. Here he is.
I only hope you're Hello.
He's here finally. My top conspiracy partner in crime is here, Andre. This is my friend Andre. He is also known on YouTube as the Dark Street Elm Lagoon.
That's actually just the name of the channel. I'm still going by the Little Rocker.
Yeah, Little Rocker Cutie 2005 as well.
Well, I dropped the cutie. It's just the Little Rocker 2005 now.
Is that Barry? Tell Barry I said hello. So someone's just asked me a question, said, what's a Scouser? Me. That's your answer. Me. I'm a Scouser because of my accent. So just let Andre let him sort himself out and then we'll start what we're doing.
I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna turn my camera off just for a
and then he'll come back on. He's just sorting something out. Yeah, 2005 is that a special year? I think for him it was. But I've known Andre since 2000 and I think I've known Andre since 2010, 2011. I've hated that movie. Watching a crazy movie called Dementia. I'll ask Andre when he comes back. But also, I just want to apologise for our technical difficulties. Like, we're here, we're doing our top 10. When Andre gets back, we'll tell you what tonight's live is. And hopefully every single Thursday, this will be our live. We will be going around the same time. When he comes back, I'll ask him for you, because I'll highlight it. Oh yeah, you can star the comment. And then I'll star your other one. I think that means that you can finger you. But like, I can actually block you guys if anyone makes any nasty comments, because I can see all your comments. So when Andre gets back, we can do what we're doing. I can tell you what we do, because me and Andre, we've done this, but we've never done this live. He's in.
Yeah, I'm here.
Right, that's good. Right, you've had a few questions asked. First of
Okay.
all, are you wearing a Double Jump Videos game t-shirt?
Double jump? Actually, no. I bought this shirt down in Indiana on one of my trips there.
That
At a
looks cool.
store, it was called it was either City Trends or I'm trying to remember the name of the other clothing store that I go to out there. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, though.
Right. And then Brent Mania 89 said, on for your username, your little rocker 2005. He said was 2000.
Yes.
2005, was that a special year?
2005 was the year that I graduated high school.
Yeah, because Andre graduated 2 years after me, technically, if I lived in America, but I actually graduated in 99. So Brent also asked, what's your favorite singer and band?
Favorite singer is Stevie Nicks. Favorite band? Oh, probably have to go with again. Band Stevie Nicks is in, Fleetwood Mac.
Yep. My favorite singer is obviously Amy Lee from Evanescence, and my favorite band is now Disturbed.
Nice.
Yeah, you know me.
That's one of my bands too.
Yes. So as I said, we don't, me and Andre, we don't tolerate any nasty comments. So even when Andre looks,
Nope,
if he's
only positive here.
Only positive vibes.
We keep happy here.
Yep. So Sean Fleming asked, every time I hear Andre, I think of the giant of the eighth wonder of the world, the 80s.
That's funny because when I was a little kid, I did grow up in the 80s. I was a kid then. So yes, my first few years of school, because I was so tall, people did call me Andre the Giant.
And then Brent's just asked, where are you from?
I'm from Michigan, which is in the United States on the East Coast. It's the state that's shaped like a mitten on the map.
One of the better states in America. That's what I say. Apologies for it. And Brent, I love Ohio, so don't worry about that. So Sean Fleming said, wow, 2005, I was 36. I was 22.
I was 21. I graduated late.
Yeah. Hey, Brent Mania likes Michael Jackson. He's a huge fan
of that. I have a little funny story with that too. Most people don't know this about me. I think, Skyla, you know this about me, but my middle name is Michael. Ironically, that came from my grandmother, who was a huge Michael Jackson fan. My birth mother couldn't figure out a middle name to go with Andre. So, and my grandma came up with, well, what about Michael? And it just stuck.
Yeah. So Brent's from Ohio and Sean's from New Hampshire. So
Ohio, we're neighbors. I got family there.
Yeah. Is it Toledo? He's got family in Toledo.
No, it's Fostoria.
Oh.
It's probably about an hour or two from Toledo, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was Toledo. Though. So.
Yeah, it's south of Toledo.
Yeah. So nowhere near Cleveland. So Brent was too.
Actually, that's about midway between Toledo and Cleveland.
Yeah.
You go 2 hours one way, I believe, you end up in Toledo, and then you go 2 hours the other way, you end up in Cleveland. At least this is where, from the Fostoria layout, where that sits at in the state. I can't remember. It's been a few years since I've been there.
Yeah. Brent is from Bryan, Ohio. Have you heard of that? Bryan, Ohio.
I have, but I've never been there. I've been to mainly just Fostoria and Findlay was the other town, because I have family there too.
And Brent said in 2005 he was 16. And then Sean Fleming said, hey, congratulations, you graduated. Awesome, he never graduated. Oh, wow. Sean's middle name is also Michael.
I see that in the comments here. I'm looking at him too.
Yeah, if you want to read away. So anyway, for people that don't know, I've known Andre a long time. And me and Andre, we've done this for years and years and years. But I wanted to do something different, and I was like, let's do this live. Let's do this live, what we do. So for people that are new to the channel, me and Andre for years on a Thursday, we do top 10 Thursday lists. And we've just done completely random lists from like the music, movies, actresses, actors, wrestling, you name it, we've done it. So, as Andre picked the list this week, we are doing top 10 underrated final girls. Now, how are we going to do this, Andre? Are we going to do?
I say we start from 10 and go to 1.
Are we going to go 10?
Because my favorites are higher up on the list, at least on mine.
Are we going to go like you 10, me 10, or
yes.
Are you just going to
go? Yes, I think it'd be easier to go back and forth.
Right. Okay. So, are you going to start then? And you could,
yeah, sure.
If we want to explain a little bit why about our lists, then we can do.
Yes.
So for people that, before we start, it is top 10 underrated final girls, and I did mention beforehand if you guys did do a top 10 list for us. If Andre picks the best one, I'm giving away this, but I'll be giving away this by the end of the list. So yeah, so you've got a giveaway coming up on tonight's video as well. So before we start with 10, Brent has just asked, I know what towns Andre is talking about because he's been to both.
Oh, nice.
And Sean, you can do whatever you want. We don't mind swearing at all. We just don't like and no bullies. We're anti-bully people here. We just want positive
cursing, no problem, but bullying, putting others down, no.
Exactly. So Andre's going to go first. He's going to do his 10, my 10, and then forwards to 1. Oh,
I just saw this. Yeah, Brent is asking where in Michigan I'm from. It's a little town called Houghton Lake. Really what it's known for is we have a winter carnival here every January called Tip Up Town. It's been going on for probably over 60 years now. If you look it up online, it's actually all over. And in 1986, my birth mother actually did the official badge for the festival, which you can actually find online too. If you go on and type in 1986 Tip Up Town badge, you'll see it.
So, right. So, Andre, let's start. Number 10.
Alrighty. My number 10 is Sarah from The Descent, played by Shauna McDonald. And one of the reasons I picked her is mainly because a lot of what she goes through over the course of this movie. I mean, her husband and daughter are both killed at the very beginning in a car accident. She ends up going into this uncharted cave with a group of her friends. Come to find out, the friend that's taken them down there was sleeping with her husband. And what really put her on this list for me was the last probably like 20, 30 minutes of The Descent. When she comes up out of that pool of blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarah from The Descent, number 10 for me.
Yeah. Now, before I start my number 10 list, I'm just going to explain to Sean. Basically, a top 10 fantasy list is we pick 10 things. So, for example, today's list is top 10 underrated final girls. So, we've picked 10 underrated final girls. It could be like, we could do like another list of top 10 favorite wrestlers, top 10 favorite actors, top 10 favorite movies, favorite horror movies. It can be
Favorite
anything.
albums.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
You name it. So that's what it is. That's all we do. So
I see in the comments, Sean noticed my Beavis and Butthead poster back there. Yeah, I've actually had that since I was like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah. So my number 10 is the character Jane, played by Susie Kendall from the movie Torso in 1973. The reason why I picked that is because, as you know, I love my giallos, and Torso is one up there with one of the amazing slasher early 70s giallos. And why I picked that is because Jane was like a little bit of a bitch at the first, but then towards the end, she just kicked ass, and she was so very underrated at what she done. And you're welcome, Sean. I'm glad you understand now. So that's why I picked Jane from Torso, played by Susie Kendall. So number 9.
My number 9 is Wendy Christensen, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Final Destination 3 in 2006. And
Wow.
the main reason I put her on this list is, for one, Final Destination, as far as the series goes, in terms of its characters, it doesn't get a lot of love in terms of like its leading characters. And from the moment I saw Mary Elizabeth Winstead first come on the screen in Final Destination 3, I really liked her. I didn't like her character at first and how she was like a major control freak, but I started liking her more and more as the movie went on. And pretty much she became my favorite character out of that whole movie.
Yeah. I liked Final Destination. Now, number 9. Now, many people would be wondering, why isn't this actress higher up on my list? It's only because she's underrated, but not that underrated, if that makes sense. So I've picked Monica Bellucci when she played Alex in the 2002 movie Irreversible.
I think I've heard of it, just haven't seen it.
Yeah. The only reason why I picked that and why she's lower down in the list is because, as you know, Irreversible plays the end first and plays the beginning last.
It's one of them like Memento.
Yes. So that's why she's lower down the list, because you see it, the ending from the beginning, and it's underrated how she is a final girl.
Now, Monica Bellucci, I know she's had to be in something I've seen because I know that name.
Yeah, I think she's been in Brotherhood of Wolves.
I've got my phone here. Let me look it up really quick.
And Don't Look Back as well, because I reviewed Don't Look Back with her. And that's why she's lower down in the list. I've always loved older horror movies, newer horror movies, not so much, apart from a couple of newer ones.
I'm the same way. The newer ones have really been hit and miss. My favorites, I prefer the old slashers. That's my favorite.
Yeah. But I will say this, I did like Scream 6.
Now that I haven't seen yet. I still gotta watch 5.
That's why I didn't do a spoiler review.
I haven't looked up any reviews about Scream 6. Oh, okay. Now I know where I've seen Monica Bellucci.
Yeah.
The Matrix sequels and Spectre.
Yeah. Yeah. And she was in the Don't Look Back, the review that I done from our little series we done.
Mm-hmm.
The Halloween movie marathon series. And I put that in as the curveball, and I was shocked at how good that movie is. So, are you ready for number 8?
Yeah, I'm ready. My number 8 is Kyle from Child's Play 2 in 1990, played by Christine Elise. And again, this is another character. I loved her from the moment I first saw her on screen. I loved how she basically is the only one in that movie who, by the end of it, believes Andy about Chucky and is fighting to protect him, especially the final act in the toy factory. I will say with my list, most of these characters are usually going to be the really proactive final girls at the end.
Yeah, but mine's really. I will say this. Out of all of mine, you'll probably recognise 2 of them. Might be a couple more, but these are all, to me, are very underrated. So
I'm
for my
looking at mine, and I know there's a few of mine on here you are going to know. Especially once I get to my top ones because of how well you know me.
Exactly. So my number 8 is, the character name is Jennifer Hills, played by Camille Keaton from the 1978 original I Spit in Your Grave.
Oh! I have seen that movie. The bathtub. That is all I will say. That is all I will say.
Yeah. One of the most underrated final girls ever more, and you are so right. That bathtub scene and how she portrayed herself, in how she made herself vulnerable to the whole revenge part. I was like that.
Yes.
But here's the thing, don't get me wrong. The remake wasn't too bad, but I will always
was just about to mention the actress from the remake, Sarah Butler.
Yeah.
There he is. Good luck.
But to me, Camille Keaton, very underrated. The movie.
Brent didn't hear what movie it was. I Spit on Your Grave.
The original from 1978. So we don't even really need to explain why I put it at number 8. So let's do number 7. You know.
Number 7. I went with another one from Final Destination, and that is Kimberly Coleman, played by AJ Cook in Final Destination 2.
Oh, again, I know AJ Cook.
If you watch Criminal Minds, yes, she's on Criminal Minds.
Yes.
But yes, the minute she came on screen in Final Destination 2, she was another one. I was just like, oh, who is this girl? I like her.
Yeah, very underrated actress.
It's like, I really can't say a lot about a lot of these final girls without diving into heavy spoiler territory as to why I like them, but
that's fine. That's what we're here for.
My top 3s where I'm really not going to be able to resist. I'm telling you that right now.
It's okay. I've got a few here that I'm not going to resist either. So my number 7 is, the actress is, I think it's, I'll just say it's like, this is the actress name, character name, but I will say it is from another original movie, not a remake. We're going back a year to 1977. We're on about Suspiria. Jessica Harper, Susie Bannion.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Oh my word.
She was great in Suspiria.
I love it. I loved it. I was like, very, very
She's
underrated.
that actress, Jessica Harper. She's been in a bunch of movies where like they bombed commercially, but there's some really good ones.
I
Like this,
watched it.
she did this one with Steve Martin called Pennies from Heaven. It's a musical type movie. And then
One I watched the other night, and I can't remember the name. Jessica Harper. And I can't remember. I watched it, but I didn't do a review of it. But she was in it. And I was like, this is so good.
I believe she started out as one of Brian De Palma's regular actors in some of his early movies.
Yep.
All right, so we're on to number 6.
Yeah, we are.
All right, my number 6 is probably a bit lesser known. It is from a sequel.
Yep.
Taking us back to 1995, I am talking about Marianne Hagen as Kara Strode in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Again, just a proactive character from minute one.
Yeah.
I like that she's a young mother trying to protect her kid. I just like, it's just another character I've always liked since I first saw that movie. And yeah, it does get a lot of crap for both versions. I mean, the story either way makes no sense at all, but it's entertaining if, like I say sometimes, you turn your brain off.
Yeah. Now, my number 6 is a movie that I've just recently watched, and this person has just jumped into my top 10. The actress name is Luana Vélez. She's a Spanish actress. Her character name is Luz Carrera from the movie Luz in 2018, and it's this one right here. I love it. But the only thing is, it portrays 4 different languages in the movie: Spanish, Flemish, which is a type of Belgian, German, and English. But it's only on for like just over an hour. But it works for this movie. It absolutely works for this movie. And this is the character. Hang on, let me zoom in. This is Luz, and how she portrays a character, it's unreal. Because she was a taxi driver, and basically there was a crash involved, and then there's this guy who's supposed to be a doctor, but he's like a mind doctor, and he shapeshifts into all these different characters. But it just works for this movie. Yeah. So my number 6 is Luz Carrera, played by Luana Vélez from Luz 2018. Highly recommended watch.
All right, number 5 for me is another lesser known one. I think this is one you'll even be surprised by. But it's Lisa Zane as Maggie Burroughs / Catherine Kruger from Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Basically, she is playing the daughter of Freddy Krueger, who has been adopted by another family once Fred Krueger was captured and killed by the parents of Elm Street. And she's coming back to this. It's not Springwood, at least not right away, because we end up there later in the movie. But she's working at this shelter for troubled kids, and supposedly this one shows up. He's like the last surviving teenager of Springwood, because this particular Elm Street sequel is set, I believe it's 10 years after part 5, and somehow, except for this one kid, Freddy has managed to kill the entire he's managed to wipe out Springwood of its entire population of kids and teenagers, except for this one, which, come to find out, the only reason he kept him alive was so Freddy could find his daughter. But again, Maggie is a proactive character, especially at the end. A great fight scene between her and Freddy. It's just another good character that I like.
Billy Zane's sister.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is indeed. Now, my number 5, I think you know why I've probably put this as my number 5. Sheena as Ruka from Tokyo Gore Police in 2008, sorry. So you
It's
were
that
shocked.
one I've never seen.
You've
I know
never seen.
about it, but I've never seen it.
Oh my God, she kicks ass in this movie. This to me is a very, very underrated final girl, especially with all the blood and all the gore and just how she is, and just she's playing someone different to what she was in audition. She's doing like a complete 360. That's what I loved about Tokyo Gore Police. Loved it. So
I'll have to keep an eye out for that one.
yeah, number 4 for you.
My number 4 is one that's a little more commonly talked about, but I've noticed not as much. It's Julie James, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt from I Know What You Did Last Summer and its sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Again, I've always liked Jennifer Love Hewitt. I used to watch Party of Five back in the day, and when I heard she was going to be doing a horror movie, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I found out it was from the writer of Scream, and I'm like, oh, I'm in. And I was just hooked on her character from the minute go.
Yeah.
I remember in junior high at the time that movie came out. Actually, no, yeah, it was junior high. I think I was in 8th grade in 97 when that movie came out. I went and read the book. The book is nothing like the movie.
Right. Well, my number 4 is actually one of my favorite actresses. You've heard me saying this name probably a few times before. Melissa Renee Martin. She hasn't been in a lot of films, but this, for her, she was a very underrated final girl. Her character name was Angela, and it's this. This is the UK version, which we call Final Scream from 2001. You call it Final Stab in the US. And
I've never heard of that.
I'll show you here. There we go. This character right here. This is Melissa Renee Martin. Yeah, this is her. She was Ashley Bainbridge in the Source.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she wasn't. It wasn't really like a final girl in that. That's why I couldn't pick her. But she was the actual final girl in this. The final girl. So, and it's just this is just like a rip off Scream, basically. It's like a low budget version of Scream.
Some of them rip-offs are good though.
Yeah, and this is good. I was actually surprised how good this was. And I've actually recently done a review on this, so check out my YouTube channel for this review and the loves. So, yeah. So that was the one that I knew that you might have had an idea about. And then my number 3. So, number 3.
Alrighty, we're getting into my top 3, and I will say, Skyla, you probably know which ones these are gonna be because these are 3 I talk about with you a lot. But my number 3 is Trish Jarvis, played by Kimberly Beck from Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. And the reason she is on this list is because she is one of the very few final girls that I have ever seen literally jump out a fucking window to get away from the killer to save herself. You don't see any other ones that often doing that.
Yeah. Now, my number 3, you'll probably be wondering, why is this not at number 1? Because you know me for this actress, Linda Blair. And I think you know who I'm going to say.
Savage Streets?
Yeah, Savage Streets, 1984, Brenda.
Yes!
The only reason why she's not at number 1 is because I feel 2 more actresses are more underrated than her. Because this is a more well-known movie. And you know why I love it.
That didn't make my list, surprisingly. I didn't even think about it.
Yep. I love the end scene when she gets the revenge with the gun, and the arrows. That wasn't the gun. The
Sometimes
arrows.
if I'm in that mood, I just throw in the Blu-ray and I friggin' watch it right from where they throw her one friend off the bridge.
Yeah, because that's where it really starts. Because that's
Yes.
where she goes off on one basically. You know me. I have a soft spot for that film. But here's the thing with me with Savage Street. I don't like the rape part of it, but I love the
Same here.
revenge. Yeah.
The
So,
only thing that saved me when you told me to stick with it was that shower fight. Linda
Yeah.
Blair fighting that one popular girl.
Candy.
Yes. Some of her lines in that movie, it's just like, oh, I love them.
Yeah.
I guess she says to Candy, I wouldn't fuck him if he had the last dick on earth.
I know, yeah. I was like that. Yes. But I just loved how they were fighting in the shower. So, you're number 2.
My number 2, and again, knowing me, we've talked about this movie quite a bit. It is one of those sequels I love. It is Rachel Carruthers, played by Ellie Cornell in Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And this character, basically, again, I love this actress from the first time I saw this movie, and I was really young when I saw it. Let's say like 5, 6 years old when I first saw this movie. And I just loved the character of Rachel. I loved how she protected the little sister, or stepsister, I should say. And then everything at the end, the scene on the rooftop, the chase in the truck. I mean, all of it. I was just like blown away.
Yeah. I was. Now, my number 2, you know that not only do I like Saw, but this is also one of my top franchises ever. I'm on about Wreck from 2007. The Reporter. Angela Vidal, that's her character name. Angela Vidal, played by Manuela Velasco. The reporter from Wreck, the original Wreck. Oh my word. She played that reporter so well. I'm surprised that not many other people would have that.
I've actually seen the remake, Quarantine, and I like what the actress Jennifer Carpenter did with that character.
Yeah. But I just love Wreck. Wreck's always got like a special place in my heart. Just love that film. No.
Alrighty, number 1.
Now it's time. Come on, Andre.
This is you already know. We're talking my favorite franchise here, and what is that?
Oh, Halloween.
Close. I've already done Halloween.
Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Boom. We are going with Alice Johnson, played by Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare 4, The Dream Master.
Wow.
Again,
I was like that.
Everything about this character. Everything about this character for me, as she starts out as a mousy daydreamer, and then once the dead dream warriors are gone in that first 30 minutes, boom, boom, boom. Kristen passes her power on to Alice. All of a sudden, Alice is pulling people in just like Kristen did. And then all of a sudden, now she's gaining the powers that these friends had in order to take Freddy on at the end. The moment for me is when, right before she goes into the dream world to fight him, when she's gearing up. Yeah. But yeah, Lisa Wilcox, probably one of the most underrated final girls in my book.
Yeah. I was actually, do you know what? I had a feeling it was one of those 3 you were going to put as number 1, but I was going like, maybe it would have done Heather Langenkamp. And when you said Lisa Wilcox, I was like, yes.
No, because Heather as Nancy gets talked about the most. She is the final girl of Elm Street.
Yeah, but Lisa Wilcox doesn't get
Lisa Wilcox's Alice usually comes in second.
But she doesn't get talked about enough because she's brilliant.
No, she doesn't.
Now, My number one is probably one of the most unusual ones evermore. And for people that don't know, technically she was still alive in the very last scene. And this is the original, not the remake, the shitty remake that I cannot stand. This is from 2008. The actress's name is Mojana Alao. Alaou. Character name is Anna from the original Martyrs.
Oh, okay.
Now, technically, because she was still alive after they skinned her alive,
Oh,
yep, with the whole cross in their eyes, that was the final part. And
I don't
me,
even think I
that
got through like the first 5 minutes of that.
to me, that is underrated, and an underrated final girl. If there was anything, that is, if that makes sense, one of the most underrated final girls ever more because of that scene.
In my life, there's surprisingly only been 3 movies I've never been able to sit through so far. And that's one being Martyrs. Like I said, I probably stopped that in the first 5-10 minutes. Hostel, I got to probably the very first torture scene, and then nope. Third, oh shoot. I had it on the tip of my tongue and I cannot remember. Oh, High Tension. I saw that was like I got through maybe the first 15 minutes. Was like, nope, can't do it.
I've seen all of them movies, so.
And the weird thing is, I was able to sit through both the original I Spit on Your Grave and the original Last House on the Left. No problem.
Yeah.
But it's just something about that, all that torture stuff that just, I don't like it. And the weird thing is, I love the Saw movies. But I guess that's because those have more of a story.
Yeah. I love the Saw movies, and I just like don't get with certain torture movies. Like there's only ever been a few movies that I couldn't sit through, and one of them was like Cannibal Holocaust, because I kept on switching on and switching it off. But I will say this.
Oh, I know a fourth I couldn't get through. Maniac.
I sat through that.
I got to the scalping. Nope, couldn't do it. I was probably like 15 seeing that.
Sorry.
Oh, Sean asked if we like Hostel. No, I was just saying I got to the first torture scene in that and I stopped it. I couldn't finish it, and then I never bothered with part 2.
I like the first one, but I'm not too interested on the second or the third. The only reason is where it was set, it puts me off. Bratislava, I've been, but it's not my cup of tea because it just reminds me of the Hostel movies. But as I was saying, with the second film, I did watch it all, but I had nightmares for 2 weeks straight. Couldn't sleep.
Ooh.
I thought they were literally at the end of my bed. That's how bad that movie affected me. I own it, but it's just been left there. I don't want to watch it again. I've seen enough of it.
I never had any that really affected me like that, where I was just like, nah, to where it was like left that much of an image in my head. Except for like when I was a little kid. Like Barry behind me knows this. I'm terrified of clowns. And that is because of 2 movies when I was a little kid. And both times happened to be a similar thing. Both of these are from when I was 6 years old. The first one happened, I was going out to get a drink. My mom had already put me to bed. I came out to get a drink, and she's watching Poltergeist on TV. Guess what I happened to come out during? That toy clown attacking the little brother. Couple weeks later, same thing. I come out for a drink. My mom's sitting there watching it. The scene where he's got the little asthmatic kid basically cornered. And he puts his head down, and then he's got them friggin' teeth. Ran back to my bedroom screaming.
Yeah. So Sean's just said he's put your suggestion, High Tension.
Well, that wasn't a suggestion. I was just saying that's one I myself couldn't get through.
Yeah. Nightbreed, has anyone seen it? Brent said.
I think I saw it when it came out, but I don't think I've seen it since.
Same.
I think it was one of them I rented on a whim.
Yeah. And then Sean Fleming put John Wayne Gacy was the greatest clown. You gotta be kidding. And then Brent put, I enjoyed the original It with John Ritter.
That was the one I saw when I was 6. That pretty much traumatized me when it comes to clowns.
Yep. I'm just fixing myself. So, that list is done and dusted. I enjoyed that little list. Anyway, so while I've got you on here, we're going to have a little chit chat. We might do something else because nobody's really done lists, but we might see. We might go back and see who our favourite comment is if no one does the list. We might do it like that. So, Andre, what movies are you looking forward to watching this year?
Hasn't been at least too many that's caught my eye as of yet that's like coming down the line. I saw Megan recently. That was a really good one. I do want to see that new one with Tom Hanks that came out back in January, A Man Called Otto. But as far as like stuff in like the summer or like the fall, I haven't seen anything that's like really caught my eye. So there isn't really like anything I would say I'm on pins and needles for. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Other than, well, yeah, Barry just mentioned John Wick 4.
That's what I was
excited for that.
It comes out on my birthday next week.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to watch it the day after as like a little sneaky late birthday present for myself. So I'll be watching that. Then there's a movie called Pearl that I'll probably wait for to come out on stream because I've officially got Tubi now, so I can stream some films.
That was why I first watched Savage Streets on. I kept telling you to get that.
Well, what it is over here we can't get Tubi, so I found a VPN, a free VPN,
Nice.
so I could watch it on my phone. So, and then the other one is
Go on their cult section.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna find all the stuff you'll probably like.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead Rises is coming out soon as well.
Yep, that's what I'm excited for.
Evil Dead Rises, and I think that's it, to be honest. It's only them two that I've got my eye, because I wanted to watch Knock at the Cabin, but
that's at our theater right now.
Nowhere near me is showing it at all.
Damn, our theater here is. I just saw it when I went by there today.
Yeah, well,
and what messed me and what kind of surprised me is, like I was telling you before, our theater here they don't normally get R-rated movies. So why they have that one there is a shock to me.
Yeah, that's what Sean Fleming said. He said he's watching. He's got Tubi and he's watching High Tension on it, and then he's pulled.
Savage Street is on there too.
Yeah. Oh, Brent's just asked a very interesting question. You can read it.
Favorite obscure horror movies. Ooh. There's this one TV movie that I like from 1981 called Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Shocked. I am shocked with that. More
I'm trying to think.
Oh,
Motel Hell is another one I like, but that's not as obscure anymore since it got the Scream Factory release.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a hard one.
I don't know. Most of the ones that were at one time obscure to me, they've pretty much all been put out by Shout Factory.
Or Shameless or
Arrow.
Yeah. One of them. Can't even remember because I've just bought a new one a lot, and to me obscure, but to other people it's not. So I'm just trying to find it from this wacky. Everything tiled, everything is somehow. But I do have it somewhere. But I've got a recently picked up stage fright on Shameless release. I am excited to see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking out the comments right now. Sean says, "Well, Andre, you have a great memory. My memory is fried because of tons of drugs." Well, Sean, I will say my memory is probably not what it used to be because I smoked a ton of weed.
Yeah. Stage fright. And it's
I've
limited.
been wanting to look into that one because of the fact that that killer wears an owl mask.
Yeah, Michelle Sophie's in this. And I've got a soft spot for that, for him. And then I've never seen this one, The Psychic with Lucio Fulci. But this was one of his last movies before he passed away. No, it isn't. One of his earlier. 1977 this come out in.
Not too long ago, for the first time, I watched Brian De Palma's The Fury, which I thought was really good.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch mine. But this is a very, very underrated one. Like, very, very obscure. I think to you guys in the States, but to us, this was a very, very common movie in the 1980s, and it came out in 1986. And this was one that everyone was laughing, but it was just hilarious. It was just like the British sense of humour at that time. And it's this one. Rita Sue and Bob 2 on the BFI label. This is proper, obscure, tongue-in-cheek, classic British comedy. It's not a horror, but this is more. This is obscure as a comedy.
Like I said, if we're talking obscure movies in general, then I can definitely talk a bit more. Just give me a second here to finish what I'm doing. Because I'm going to show off a couple, but it requires me getting up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another obscure one is The Girl That Walked Alone at Night. The Walked Home Alone at Night. The Iranian obscure horror movie, which to me was absolutely brilliant. And Tusked as well. I'm going to talk about
the one where friggin' the dude gets turned into a walrus. God, Kevin Smith, he's fucking gone downhill the past 20 years. Speaking of new movies, I saw Clerks 3. How the fucking mighty have fallen.
Oh my god. Then
even Jay and Silent Bob reboot wasn't as bad as Clerks 3.
Yep. Orphan. Someone said Orphan, that's a good one.
Orphan was good.
Yeah. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Have we seen it yet? Is that the one on Netflix?
I have watched that, if that's the Netflix one.
I have as well. Oh my god, Sean Clement's he's belting out these questions tonight. I smoked weed from 83 till 2019 until it was giving me anxiety. My medications wouldn't work anymore. Yeah. Reboot one was terrible, and Brent said yes, he's on about the Netflix one.
Yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah. But speaking of Tubi, there is a YouTuber called Master Chaos. Have you heard of him? He's Wet Movie One's friend. Known as
I might have.
Well, he's released a movie. It's on Tubi called. You'll be able to watch it on Tubi called Headless Horseman. In the UK, we got the DVD release.
Huh.
Yeah, I only paid like a £5 for it, brand new. So.
Right, give me just a second. I'm not going to turn my camera off this time.
Okie dokie. So yeah, I'll be watching this and reviewing this for you guys at the weekend. Good old Master Chaos, aka Jose Prendez's movie Headless Horseman. Probably doing a double feature. Don't be spoiling it for us, Sean. I'm reviewing it the weekend. Can't spoil it. We don't have no spoilers here. I'm eating, bear with me. I know I should be on my diet, but it's a treat. I'm having a treat tonight because we're live. I'll wait till Andre's back and then we can talk.
I'm right here.
Brent's just asked what's our favourite comedy movie.
Ooh, I've got a few of them. Let's see. Animal House, Airplane, Porky's, Stripes, Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours, Trading Places.
You just said two of mine. Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places.
Let's see. Coming to America, that's another good one. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Water Boy. I could go on because there's a ton of them, but I have to throw out this one. This is an obscure movie, but 1941. It's a comedy that Steven Spielberg directed, and it stars Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. But don't think that you're going to see them doing like a Blues Brothers in World War II type thing, because they're hardly on screen together at all. It's more of an ensemble piece, but it is just star-studded, pure slapstick comedy about it's set in 1941 after the Pearl Harbor bombing, and all the people in New York, or no, not New York, Los Angeles, excuse me, it's Los Angeles. They're thinking that since Pearl Harbor's been hit, the Japanese are going to attack them next, which exactly there is a Japanese ship in the freaking in the ocean just off the freaking coast. And that's just part of it. I mean, like I said, it is star-studded. It's pretty much like, if you've seen It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, it's a movie like that, with that level cast, that level of stunts, slapstick. I mean, a laugh a minute, I call it.
Yeah. Well, before I carry on, hey Bruce Wayne, how are you? Anyway, well, you said two of mine. You said Beverly Hills Cop and Trading Places. Now I'm going to put something to you, right? I can't remember the movie, but I remember a certain scene in this movie. I think Tom Hanks was in this movie. Something about a donkey head, and they were on drugs. They were taking drugs in a hotel room. I think it was they were taking doobies, as you like to call it, good old pot marijuana, and they were all off their heads.
No, I don't think. Now that doesn't sound like any Tom Hanks movie. I've seen what it sounds like to me. You're describing is actually Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp.
Hang on, no. This came out in the 80s. Hang on, what? I know who was in. I think I know who. I think Judge Reinhold, was he in it? But I know that scene was in it. Bachelor Party, that's it.
Oh, yes, Bachelor Party.
That's the one.
I couldn't think for a second. That's the one. It's been years since I've seen, but I love it.
Yeah, I love Bachelor Party. Then I like Twins. Then I like, and then the other two, my main ones I love is, like, comedy-wise, is Hello. Is it Hello Nicky? Sort of Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky, that's it. I love Little Nicky. That is one of my favourites. Little Nicky, and You know it by Hunchback Hairball of LA, and we know it as Big Man on Campus from the 80s.
We had a movie like that called Big Man on Campus, but I don't know if I ever saw it.
It was also known Hunchback Hairball of LA.
Doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard of. Like I
He was
said,
like
Big Man
he was
on
a
Campus
hunchback
does sound familiar.
He was a hunchback and he goes, Capi Maluka, Capi Maluka, Maluka.
Oh yeah, that was called Big Man on Campus here.
Yeah. Oh, but in LA, it was called Hunchback Hairball of LA, which is weird. So yeah, I love that one.
Like I said, I saw it on tape when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the tape I rented, it was called Big Man on Campus.
Yeah. Brent also asked, have we ever seen Mrs. Brown's Boys?
I haven't. I've heard of it, but I have so much stuff on my watch list between all the streaming stuff I'm on. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch it all.
Hilarious. Yeah, it is a funny one to watch. I love it, Brent. Yeah, that's it. Bachelor Party. Funny movie.
And I forgot to mention Beavis and Butthead Do America. That is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm just trying to think. Is there any more? Well, I love Zebra Man and Zebra Man 2. They're more like comedy. They make you laugh, sort of like superhero movies. They would just, if I need cheering up, I just put them on and it just makes me laugh. They're from directed by Takashi Miike, so that's an unusual one to look out for as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to think what else. Anybody a fan of the Jackass movies?
Me. And the series.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen the newest one because I don't like how they did Bam behind the scenes. And he was my favorite.
I've just remembered another one. Good Morning Vietnam.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yes. Well,
I have that on tape.
Yeah. Well, Jackass was just hilarious. Have you seen that Trailer Park Boys?
Yes, we got that here on Netflix.
Well, what do you think of it?
I haven't finished the series yet. It's another one I'm working on. I'm probably like on season 5 or 6 right now, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. So, I'm just thinking what else to do. Well, I'm just trying to think of what else. So, I'm just trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, Robin Williams.
That was a good movie.
Toys,
yeah, but Brent mentioned Jack with Robin Williams.
Whoa,
that was a good movie.
Bruce Wayne likes the Jackass movies, and he likes Bad Grandpa.
I have that one and just haven't watched it yet.
Meet the Fockers.
Oh yeah, all of them were good.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting into comedies now, Weird. It's hilarious.
That is still one of the lines I probably laughed the hardest during was in Meet the Parents when Ben Stiller's talking about milking the cat and De Niro's wife says, well, I didn't know you could milk a cat. Ben Stiller says, oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples. De Niro looks at him and says, I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Yeah. I couldn't quit laughing at that.
Yeah. Or the 40-year-old virgin.
That's a good one too. Anchorman.
Napoleon Dynamite and Ali G in the house.
Oh, what about Anchorman?
Yeah, not bad. Oh, Borat.
Yes.
There's one, Borat. Yeah, 1 hour photo. That's a dark movie. Now, I did enjoy that. I was actually surprised when they did cast Robin Williams with that.
I wasn't too surprised because he had just done that Christopher Nolan movie, Insomnia, right before that. That was when he was really starting to do all of them dark roles. I'm sitting there like, wow, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. That's probably one.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of Christopher Nolan's early movies. I believe it was his follow-up to Memento. But Robin Williams is playing a serial killer in it, and Al Pacino is the cop chasing him. And I believe that, if I remember right, it's in Alaska or something like that.
Yeah. Before I came in medicine. Feeling my drinking. Don't want it to affect me. Rad Girls. Have you heard of Rad Girls?
No, that's a new one to me.
I've heard of a TV series called Bad Girls, but it's not. It's completely different. Bad Girls is a UK series set in a jail, like a prison.
I heard of a movie here called Bad Girls, but it was a Western from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It had Mary Stuart Masterson from Fried Green Tomatoes and Drew Barrymore.
Whoa. Yeah, the brothers Grimsby. Bruce Wayne saying.
That was all right, but it didn't do it too well here, as far as
Yeah.
box office numbers go.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Ooh! Are you a fan of John Candy movies?
Yes, I am. That just brings me back to 1941 because John Candy's in there. You would not believe. Yes, he is in 1941. The character he plays is probably one of the funniest in the movie because he's actually playing a racist and he's basically tormenting the new recruit who's a black guy. He actually paints white on the dude's face, goes, "White flag, I surrender, bye-bye."
Yeah. I wasn't laughing at you about what you were just saying. It was just Sean Flement's comment. He asked you something.
Oh, just a regular joint is how I normally smoke, but I do have a glass pipe.
Yeah. Stripes, he was good in there as well.
But yeah, like I was saying about 1941, there's a scene right near the end where John Candy's character and the black guy he's been tormenting this whole time, they're sitting in a tank. And John Candy's got soot on his face, so it looks like he's all in blackface. The black guy's got flour or something on his face to make it look like he's all white. He turns to John Candy and says, hey, you, get in the back of the tank.
Love it, love it. This is why when Andre comes on, I always laugh. He always makes me smile and laugh. This is why I need him, because he just cheers me up all the time. So for anybody that's new on the channel, just on the live, we're just gonna remind people we've just been doing a top 10 Thursday list, and we just done our top 10 underrated final girls. So if you go back on the beginning, like about 20-30 minutes in, then that's when you'll see it. But everyone's just asking us questions now about comedies, horrors, you name it. This is why I like when I do the top 10 Thursday list. We can all talk about movies. That's what our community is about. It's about movies and having fun and being positive. So, yeah. Oh, The Great Outdoors. I've not heard of that.
That was a good one.
And then Sean Fleming's Loving High Tension.
Hey, if he likes it, more power to him.
Yeah, good luck to him. Sean, I made up for you watching High Tension. Yeah, we were just talking about that before. 1941 was directed.
Yes, it is directed by Steven Spielberg. It's the only comedy he's directed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, the guys who wrote Back to the Future.
Yes, I was going to say that. So if you're all wondering as well, the t-shirt I'm wearing, this is the prize that Andre's got. Is coming to him. Is this?
I'm excited for that.
He is excited for it, and he's got a little something extra that he can put wherever he wants. So, yeah, just a little something extra. So, Monique and Andre were the ones that won the t-shirt, the punt, and I love this. It's so comfortable. Where the other one was, it was a bit tight on me, the chained one, but this one feels so much comfier on me. It's unreal. So yeah, and also today, Sean Fleming got his prize from me. How cool was that? And he's already mentioned it, but I'll just mention it for him. He did actually get the Wardlow figure in a protective case, and it was the white and purple outfit that he wore for his Blood and Guts match with the Pinnacle.
The same one I've got.
The same one you've got, yeah? So that's the one Sean Fleming got. Sean Fleming loves the green idol.
The second one that you gave me, well, I should say that was the one in white was the second one, but the first one you gave me, I gave the Chachi for a Christmas gift.
Ah, cool. There's supposed to be a new one coming out soon in Walmart, and I need to get that.
Oh, Brett wants to know if I like wrestling. Oh, don't even get me started. I am an Attitude Era kid.
He is indeed. Here's a question for you, Brent, and we'll all answer it. Everyone in the chat, I want to know, this is Attitude Era, were you a Bret Hart fan or were you a Shawn Michaels fan?
I want to see what the chat's got to say first. You already know me.
Yeah, we know you, and we'll talk about me. So yeah, Shawn Michaels or Bret the Hitman Hart? I want the comments, and then we will tell you who ours were. Paul Clement wants his Wardlow figure autographed. On the back of it, it's got his autograph on it. It should have his signature on it because Andre's got his signature, and so have I. He can change up in this. Oh, cool, Bruce Wayne. So, we want the comments. Come on. Come on, Bruce Wayne. Did you watch wrestling? Anyone that's in the chat now, are we a Shawn Michaels fan or a Bret Hart fan? And we want to know your answers. Because it was these two guys that started off the Attitude Era, so we want to know. So Brent, Sean or Bret? Bruce, Sean or Bret? Anyone else that's in?
Sean's got his in.
Yep. We know about your three. They are cool, Brent. But we need to know Sean or Bret.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to them other three here in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or do you want to hear our thoughts first and then... Oh! we'll talk about Mick Foley in a minute because I love Mick Foley as well.
Me too.
Yeah. So yeah. So all we want to know, were you team Shawn Michaels or were you team Bret Hitman Hart? That's all we want to know. And we're actually going to be talking about that as well. This is why when we do our chat after our top 10 Thursday list, we will be going all through this. Oh, we got another vote in, so we're just waiting for Brent now. Anyone else that's new in the chat, please comment. Were you a Shawn Michaels fan in the 90s, if you like WWE? Or were you a Bret Hitman Hart fan? So we have... Oh. So, Andre, do you want to go first?
I was Team Shawn. He was my first favorite when I started watching wrestling in '94. And that was probably like one of my first matches that I will say was my favorite was WrestleMania 10, the ladder match between Shawn and Razor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was Team Shawn all the way.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Jommy, are you okay? Did you ever watch wrestling back in the 90s? So we just want to know whether you were team Shawn Michaels or were you team Bret Hitman Hart? If you're not, then it's okay. So for me, I was team Bret. So I'm going the ends. Only because I've loved Bret since I first started watching wrestling. He and Jim the Anvil Neidhart back in in '89 they were my tag team. They were my favorite tag team with the Brainbusters. Love those guys and the Fabulous Rougeaus. I love tag team wrestling, but when Bret came out on his own, he was a completely different wrestler. I just didn't like the fact how fucking, excuse my language for people that don't like swearing. I just don't like the fact how Vince screwed him over, how he did. Because even Bret said, if you let me keep the title, he was going to come back the next day on Raw and vacate the title. That was what he was supposed to have done, but no.
There's also something else to that from what I was reading.
Yeah,
It was
there's more
also
to it.
because of what Alundra Blaze had done when she went over there with the women's championship and dropping it into the garbage can. He didn't want a repeat of that. At least that's what I read.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is right. Mr. Jommy, this was Attitude Era because Bret and Shawn were the two people that started the Attitude Era, so we were wondering who was people's favourites. So yeah, I just hated the fact how Bret got screwed. And
I will admit, I was a fan of Bret. I was a fan of Bret, I will admit, but Shawn was on a whole nother level for me.
Yeah. Well, Brent said Bret screwed Bret. I
remember that.
If you saw the documentary, Bret didn't screw Bret. Bret backstage, in my opinion, done what he done because that was his emotions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about now, Bruce Wayne. I have watched that documentary.
I've seen that too.
Many times, and I still feel the same way. Bret just acted on emotion. It was Vince that went in, started an argument. Vince actually hit Bret, and so Bret punched him in the face. But nobody saw that. Yeah. So it was Vince that aggravated Bret to hit him. But it was just how with Shawn apparently not knowing. Because Shawn said to Bret, I had no idea what was going on, and then in the end, because Shawn knew what happened, and Bret went, "You want it as well," sort of thing, and he went, "No. Vince told me not to tell you." Bret Hart is very bitter in real life, unfortunately. Now, sorry that I'm going to have to say this to you, Brent. I'm going to have to disagree with you because I've actually met Bret before, and Bret was a fucking sweetheart to me.
I believe it too. I've never heard anything about him being any type of bitter towards like fans or anything like that in real life.
Never. He's not very bitter.
Brent says he bet Shawn knew something. No, Shawn knew nothing. You even look at his reaction when the ref hasn't even finished counting, because Bret did kick out.
Yeah.
You look at Shawn's reaction when they hand him the belt that night. He knew nothing about what was going on.
In the ring, he didn't know nothing because he had to play it up, didn't he? But backstage, he ended up telling Bret he did know something. That was on the documentary.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Shawn Michaels was born 4 years before me, 1969. I was born 1969. Hey, Shawn, you were born the same year as my dad. So, yeah. So, Brent also asked, what's your favourite tag team of all time?
Ooh, I have a couple. One being the Hardy Boys, and then second, the New Age Outlaws, and
Ooh.
then third, the Dudleys,
Ooh.
and then
So
of
for
course I
me,
can't leave out Edge and Christian.
you can't.
No.
Well, obviously, I'm going to go with Bert and Jim, the Avon Lightheart. Going to go with the Legion of Doom. Going to go with the Rougeau Brothers, the Brain Busters. And then, but like, don't get me wrong, I liked some of the attitude there, the tag teams like Matt and Jeff and all that. But the only tag team now that I've got a soft spot for is FTR. Love FTR. But I know that that's going ahead, I think.
Mine right now, if I had to pick one going right now, is the Street Profits.
Oh, I like Street Profits. But then you've got the Lucha Brothers as well, which are phenomenal. So now we can talk about the Rock, Stone Cold, their rivalry, and Triple
You're
H.
diving down a deep rabbit hole with me.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. I have a Rougeau Brothers autograph. Right, I'm just going to go to the toilet and Andre's going to take over for like a couple of seconds or like a minute or two. And he's going to tell you about his favourites. Well, who was your favourite? Was it Rock or Stone Cold?
Of the two of them, I was kind of torn because I liked them both. I couldn't choose between them.
Right, he's going to talk about Rock and Stone Cold while I go to the toilet. And I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I'll probably have water or something with me when I come back. I'll be 2 minutes.
But yeah, let's see. That's probably when I was starting to get into wrestling pretty much hardcore at that time. 97, 98, Rock and Stone Cold starting to come into their own. That WrestleMania 15 with the incident with the beer truck on Monday Night Raw. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see. Red Shirt Nipple Gaming. Too sexy. Oh, you mean, yes. Because I remember them too. Too cool. Them and Rikishi. They were good too. Sean brought up Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber. Those are both before my time. I didn't start watching wrestling until 93, 94. My stepmom at the time was the one who got me into it. Brent says Stone Cold versus McMahon. Good times that will never happen again. You will never see anything like that happening again. I mean, I've heard backstage stuff that USA Network was at one time telling WWE this was just had to be maybe a few months to a year ago. They wanted another Attitude Era. And because of all the sponsors like Hasbro and all the stuff that has huge stakes in them, I'm guessing they can't do it. But I could be wrong. Who knows? But yeah, you'll never see that type of stuff happening again. You wouldn't see anybody literally going up against the boss now. Yeah, Brent, I do go back and watch some of the 80s stuff every so often, but I think it's just a little too slow for my taste. Plus, I couldn't, everybody who was into the golden era of the 80s talks about Hulk Hogan. I'm going to sit here and admit I can't stand him. Yeah, Brent, being a publicly traded company, yeah, with all them friggin' sponsors and huge stakes, interest groups, yeah, of course they can't. I do believe that. Since they are publicly traded, which I think kind of sucks because, again, it basically hinders them in a way.
Hello. I'll be 2 seconds.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How do you do?
Yeah, Brent, that's where you and I would differ. I cannot stand Hogan. Even when he did the NWO stuff in WCW, I hated him. That's just me, though.
I'm back. with a little refreshment
Oh.
called a cider. What do you think of Hulk Hogan's movies?
I've only ever seen Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando. And even those, I only saw them once when I was a little kid.
Yeah, someone said they liked Hogan's movie Santa with Muscles.
Like I do remember this one part of Mr. Nanny though, and it was because of a podcast I was into a couple years back. Actually, it was around the time we were first talking. Skylar, you remember when I was listening to that podcast called Hollywood Babylon? And they had that little, the one that Kevin Smith did. And they had this segment called Shit That Should Not Be. They talked about Mr. Nanny on there. Near the very beginning, you see when you see Hulk Hogan riding in on that chopper or whatever it is he's on, motorcycle. There you see a person on and off on the shore of the ocean. It's what this dude is doing. He is literally throwing his dog into the ocean. And it's like, you gotta wonder, is the guy trying to drown his dog? Is he throwing it in there after a stick it didn't fetch? What is going on?
Yeah.
Why is that there?
I will agree with Brent. No holds barred wasn't bad, but I was not a Hogan fan. I was a Savage Macho Man Randy Savage. If we're talking singles wrestlers,
if I had to pick a favorite from that time at all, it was Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, and who was the other? There was three I liked. It was Macho Man. Who was the other one? Rowdy Roddy Piper. Gotta love Piper. And Mr. Perfect from the late 80s. They were my three favourite single wrestlers. So yeah, just flicking through. I won't wear it. Oh, Retro Nipple Gaming's in the house. Hi. So what do you think of Goldberg? Oh,
cool.
Someone and Retro Nipple Gaming said Too Sexy is the best, which is Brian Christopher and Scotty Too Hottie.
Yes,
very
cool.
Underrated tag team. And the Bushwhackers. Oh, Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. So I'm caught up now. So yeah. Oh, Brent's got a Rougeau Brothers autograph. Woo!
I see Brent also brought up Kurt Angle. I'm a big fan of him.
Massive fan of Kurt Angle. Do you want to know something?
I do have a favorite moment with Kurt. I actually have two. The first one is the milk truck, and then second is the one where he's just going crazy on the crowd because they keep screaming, "You suck," during his entrance, and he keeps going backstage and saying, "We're going to do it again without you chanting." He comes out, they're even louder. He stops it again, goes back, comes out a third time, crowd's even louder.
Yeah. Well, I'll say something about Kurt Angle. When Kurt Angle was fighting doing his WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey and Triple H and Steph, guess who he was training with for his final WrestleMania match?
Who?
Only this guy. When I found out about that, I was like, yes, I love him even more. Because he spoke about it in his documentary. Like, they had a little documentary about Wardlow from his International Wrestling Cartel days, and he was speaking about Kurt Angle. He was training with them all for his match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, he said, he was talking to us like we were one of the boys, not like anything else. Do you agree that Goldberg's not good in the ring?
I don't agree with that fully, because there were some matches he was all right in, but like when they had him in WCW and they had him on that basically that streak for however long it was, at that time they were just putting him up against like every jobber they could think of, and that I will admit that did not impress me at all. When
No,
I started liking Goldberg is when he came into WWE
same, exactly the same point.
and had to step his game up. Couldn't just get in there and drop jackhammers on those guys
Oh,
in
I
like
know.
40 something seconds.
Yeah. Some of Kate's best wrestling was actually in TNA. Do you know what? I will actually agree with that because it was. There was a
I
couple.
agree.
There's a couple in WWE that I liked. Him and John Cena, when John Cena just started out, that was a pretty good one. And then he had some with Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio. Who was the other one? Brock Lesnar was a good one. There was Eddie Guerrero was one of the best. But then in TNA, upped his game. Oh my goodness! I met Kurt Angle in a restroom. No joke. I said to Kurt Angle, he said, "Oh, it's true. It's damn true."
Wow.
That just blew my mind. Oh yeah, can't mention a WrestleMania without Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
That was a good match.
Now, I want to ask you something quickly, and I want to ask everybody in the audience about Shawn Michaels. Do you prefer Shawn Michaels up from like 92 to 98? Or do you prefer him 2002 onwards until he retired?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for me because I like a bit of him in both periods, I could say.
Yeah.
Because especially like I said, the match with Razor Ramon in '94 at WrestleMania 10, the ladder match, of course. The match between him and Brett at Survivor Series, that was a great match that shouldn't have ended the way it did. Yes, the one in Montreal, of course. That was a great match, shouldn't have ended the way it did. And then, of course, when him and Triple H formed DX.
Yeah, and
that just made me even more of a fan of him.
And don't forget the Iron Man match, Shawn and Brett.
Yes. And then for, like I said, the 2002 on, for matches at that time, I got to go with definitely his rivalry with Chris Jericho and the match with Ric Flair.
And The Undertaker.
But I'm talking about the retirement match between him and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Where he retired Flair.
What about him and Vince?
Or him and Cena in the 60-minute match.
Yeah. I don't mean him and Vince in a match. I mean the storyline that led up to the match. Oh, just someone asked about Chris Jericho. That was Brent. What about Chris Jericho?
That's another one of my guys.
Now, do you like
especially when he was on the mic?
Yeah, Jericho. I would say 99 Jericho to like 2004, 2005 Jericho.
Basically Y2J.
Yeah, the Y2J. Or the Demo God Jericho. The Judas Jericho, the Painmaker Jericho. See that's
anytime he got on the mic. Would you please shut the hell up?
I love it. I love. Do you remember that Kurt Angle promo to The Godfather? You can dance, you can prance. When it comes to relations, you should keep her in your pants.
Yes.
Sean Fleming loved Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. Tag team 80s. Sean Fleming loved old school Shawn Michaels when he was on cocaine. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, the Rockers tag team specialists. Ooh,
great tag team.
Sean, they were called Soul Patrol. They were called, I think, they were called Soul Patrol in the earlier days. And then it was the Midnight
Rockers.
No, Midnight Rockers, and then it went the Rockers.
Say again, I don't remember all that.
Yeah. And then, did anyone watch the original ECW?
I did.
Yep. A lot of people liked when he changed, when he found God.
Yeah, that whole storyline with him and Vince. Vince
Yeah.
thinking he's God.
Yep.
I am
Yeah.
establishing a new religion. And that religion is McMahonism. I'm sitting there like, really?
Yeah. Brent likes, you just made the list. The list of Jericho. I like that one. Minecraft 2.0 King. Hi, Minecraft 2.0 King. How are you? My sister was friends with the Rock sister when they lived here in New Zealand. And the Rock went to his school. Now that is cool. Brent watched it when WWE bought ECW. And Bruce Wayne watched ECW briefly.
I caught it briefly, like the original one, when they had their deal with TNN here, the Nashville network it was called. But they had also, like a few months after they started airing the ECW stuff and had a deal with them, they were rebranding the channel as that's when they became the new TNN, and they had inked a deal with WWE, meaning, of course, ECW had to go.
Yep. Oh my god! You can read Sean Fleming's comments. Holy shit. Saluting you, Sean Fleming. I'm not repeating what you said. No.
I see it too.
So Brent asked, what's our favourite women's wrestler?
I've got two, Trish Stratus and Lita.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. See, I know you too well. Me? That's my favourite woman wrestler. Me? But if we're talking, oh my god. Oh. Well, I love Bull Nakano, Aja Kong. I do like Hikaru Shida. And then in TNA, I did like Taylor Wilde. She's back in there. Love Sherry, love China.
Speaking of China. That's her
Oh,
book.
yes. Oh yeah, and I'll tell you who's very underrated that I do like in AEW. I like Penelope Ford and Ali, and I do like Anna Jay. So yeah, love Sherry. Tommy Dreamer. I know who he is, Sean.
I do too. I remember a promo
know.
with him. I don't remember who it was he was feuding with, but he comes out with a kendo stick and he says, "Roses are red, violets are lame. How about I beat you with my Singapore cane?"
I think that was a Raven or Stevie Richards, one of them two.
Like, I have been trying to find that promo again for the longest time, and I cannot find it.
Oh, Sean Fleming's bringing out all the classics. Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah. Brent likes Bailey. Bailey! She's good, like,
One
but
that
she's
has to rely on damage control now to do all her work.
Yeah. But if we're speaking, like, don't get me wrong, WWE.
Of course, isn't she going for a match with Trish right now at WrestleMania or something like that?
Her and Lita, Bailey, and one of Damage Control of face. Yeah, Bailey and Damage Control of face.
Bye bye Bailey.
Yep.
Bye bye Bailey.
Bye bye.
You're getting squashed.
Yeah. Oh, and I've just thought of a wrestler that I do like in NXT, and I have actually fought this wrestler, both of them. They're actually going to be battling for tag team gold. Well, you would know her as Kaylee Ray. She's now known
I
as
like her.
Ray. And Isla Dawn. And I wrestled Isla Dawn just before my car accident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Isla Dawn is brilliant. She's only young herself. She's only at like late 20s now, if that. Yeah. Yes. That's what a lot of people why they're going back to WWE to watch it, because of Triple H.
He's drawing me back in. I thought I wouldn't be watching it again.
Yeah. Oh, ex-AEW star re-signs with the company. I think I know who that is. Stu Grayson. He's re-signed with AEW. Just thought I'd let you know.
It was pain. You will understand more about actions as you complete the trials.
Whatever comes next. Just checking. Yeah. Vince McMahon needs to go and do one.
He needs to just leave.
Tommy Dreamer's 2 years younger
How do you do?
than Sean Fleming. So he's 2 years younger than my owl fella.
Well, Sean, I got a good one for you. Becky Lynch and I share a birthday. She's 3 years younger than me.
And I share a birthday with The Undertaker. How's that one for that? I share a birthday with The Undertaker. And when I became a massage therapist, fully qualified massage therapist, I share that day with Wardlow's birthday. Now that's cool. Who remembers Eugene?
I do.
Yeah. They underutilized him.
What about when he was the host of Raw and did that friggin' musical Chairs?
Oh, that was so funny. Oh yeah. Fun fact: Wardlow was doing something at a House of Hardcore event. I think it was 2016, 2017, and he apparently saved Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray at one of the events at House of Hardcore. So Brent said, "What about the Dudley Boys?" When Bubba Ray powerbombed Mae Young through the table.
Yep, I remember that.
Well, I've got one even better for you. When he powerbombed Dixie Carter through a table. That was the best segment ever. He met Eugene. He said that character never got over today. People would be upset.
Oh yeah, people are too fucking sensitive nowadays.
They are.
It's like, I love screwing with them oversensitive crybabies on Twitter. Oh my god. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Twitter is so much fun to fuck with those crybabies.
Yeah, I know who you could fuck with.
Oh, don't turn me loose. I think I'm already risking an account ban.
Wasn't Tommy Dreamer married to Francine? Not Francine, Beulah McGillicuddy.
I believe so.
Is that her real first name, Trisha Hayes? Because he said, Sean Fleming said that she was born in Muskegon, Michigan. Muskegon. Sorry, butchered the name. Apologize.
You're good. Barry does it too.
Muskegon. Yeah, well, Barry's a legend.
Yeah, I only know about Muskegon because of the big theme park they have there called Michigan's Adventure. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, I thought so. So is Beulah McGillicuddy. Yeah, Trisha Hayes is Beulah McGillicuddy. So that was a strange one. I knew he was still married to Beulah McGillicuddy, but I didn't know that was her real name. So Sean, I think Brent's still on as well. Sean, Brent, have you got any questions for us?
Yeah, because I'm starting to get sleepy.
Yeah, because we're gonna get off in
And
about
rubbing my eyes and stuff.
at the most about 20 minutes.
All right.
Yeah. So Brent said, "What about the Steiner brothers? Scott Steiner really changed his look from the 90s. He doesn't even look the same."
They weren't bad.
Do you think that Scott Steiner's look from when he was in WWF to WCW, do you think that there was something going on there? Or do you think that was just extra muscles or steads?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
What do you think, Brent? Because before we finish off this live, I do have an announcement to make. And I think Andre, before we finish, is going to pick the best comment that he's seen.
Natty told me about your running with the
I'm going to do that right now.
some news about them as well.
So at 2:30, so in 3 minutes. So Andre's got 3 minutes to think about the best comment.
When you have a moment,
Oh my God,
I'm
Sean
scrolling
Fleming.
through, but I think I've already got it.
It's only 10:27 p.m. My dog keeps farting. Bacon fart stinks bad. Oh, so are we gonna?
And I am going to say,
So
Sean.
the winner. Sean Fleming.
Yes, for the comment
So-
we couldn't mention.
So for the comment that we couldn't mention, Sean, you've won Raiders of Atlantic. I already have your address. I will be posting this out Tuesday next week, so you'll get this in a couple of weeks. So you have another new movie off me to watch. You don't need Tubi for it. So congrats, Sean Fleming, on winning the movie. So Brent said, "Who's your favourite backstage interviewer?" Mine would definitely have been Mean Gene Okerlund.
She'd be one for me, Michael Cole, and then Lillian Garcia.
Same.
Oh, and then I can't forget about the coach.
Yeah.
Just because the way The Rock would mess with them.
Tony Schiavone is up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the movie Ready to Rumble? That's a classic.
Yep, I've seen it quite a few times.
That's with David Arquette.
Yes.
Oh, Sean Fleming said, "Thank you so much. You both are extremely fun."
Oh, speaking of David Arquette, Skyla, did you know that in Dream Warriors Elm Street 3, the one playing Kristen is his sister, Patricia?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Rosanna from Desperately Seeking Susan, I believe, is the oldest of the family.
Yes. There's a few of them as well.
There's Rosanna, Patricia, David. There was a fourth, but she passed a few years ago.
She passed.
I believe it was Alexis.
Yeah, she was the thingy one.
Yes.
Wasn't she? Yes.
She was transgender.
Yeah, transgender. Lillian Garcia looking at the people's strudel.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So this was fun. You guys are legendary and fun to talk to. Well, that's what we're like. We're just two people that love movies and wrestling and hanging out and just talking to people with the same interests. So, what's your opinion on Paul Logan wrestling?
Oh, Logan Paul, he's actually pretty good.
Not
I'm
bad.
surprised. Not only his friggin' brother would actually train up in the boxing ring.
Yeah. So, as I have my cider and I'm in a bit of a celebratory mood, who wants to hear Skylar's announcement?
May.
Andre does. Is this going to happen every week? Well, top 10 Thursday lists, yeah, we will do. Sometimes it might just be the list. Sometimes we might want to have a little chat afterwards. But yes, this live is going to happen every single week on a Thursday. Same time good for you, Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better for me. Because it's
I'll
not
probably
too
just have
late
to
for
take a
people.
little nap before so I can stay awake a little bit longer.
That's what I do. Yes, so anyway, now getting on to my announcement. If you may or may or not know, my dad went on a radio show and a TV show in Spain and was talking about the event that I'm a part of on April 1st. We did, I'll just say this as well. We did have a talk with Fight TV. Fight TV won't air our event because Fight TV wants stuff put on every week where we don't know what's going to happen until the night of the event. So, but after my dad went on the radio station and the TV station, within an hour, all the tickets have sold out for the event.
Damn.
Oh, 37,000.
Damn.
I am performing for 37,000 people on April 1st.
Damn.
And I could be in 4 matches. And there's a title on the line.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the announcement is all the tickets have been sold out and it's only going to be a house show. So it's not going to be aired on YouTube or anything like that. So it's just, if you're live, you're going to see us. If not, that's okay. I will be talking a bit about it.
It's like the
On another
WWF
live.
shows I went to in Cadillac. The
Yeah,
couple times
like
I got to see them.
like what's going to happen in AEW, the house show at Troy, Ohio at the weekend. So yeah, so we got this to look forward to. Anyway, it's going to be filmed. Someone will probably film it and put it on YouTube. We know what it's like. Because we've got obviously the preliminaries in the tournament, the final of the women's, then the intergender match, then my dad's going to wrestle, then a few other people are going to be wrestling. So there's going to be about 7 or 8 matches on. So it's going to be like a proper 2.5 hour show.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to get it to be on Fight TV and just charge everybody $5 to see it. But Fight TV were having none of it because it was too low. They wanted more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, what we're going to do before we go, Andre's going to tell you a little bit about his channel and what he does and what's going to happen next. And then I'm going to tell you what's happened with mine. And then we'll just leave it at that. So that makes sense.
Well, my channel, as Skyla announced at the beginning, is called The Dark Elm Street Lagoon. It's mainly me and my best friend, Chris, who I've been friends with since we were both 14 years old. We mainly do movie reviews. We'll do like countdown lists. Sometimes we branch into like video game stuff or anime type stuff. My husband actually streams on my channel. Sometimes he'll post a lot of video game play. You'll see him playing a lot of different games and stuff. That's actually the most recent activity on my channel as of right now. I'm supposed to be getting with my buddy Chris this Saturday, so we might be filming something. I don't know for sure because I didn't see him last week, and we were supposed to be planning a lot of stuff out for like the next few weeks. But I'm also I may be moving in the next month or so. I don't know about that yet. So right now, as far as my channel goes, a lot of my projects right now are on hold, at least until I find out about moving.
Yeah. But he's going to
Yeah,
be
if you
doing
just go on and the easiest way to find my channel is just go on YouTube and type in either Lil Rocker 2005 or Lil Rocker Cutie 2005. Either one you punch in, my channel will come up.
Yeah, but he will be doing this every week with me.
Yes, I will be here every week.
Yeah, so it'll be me and him every week. Sometimes we will have guests, but mainly it's just going to be me and Andre. So for me, as you guys know, April 1st, I'm going to be wrestling in Spain. Yeah, so it's not the US. This is a Spanish promotion. We did have this promotion back in the 2000s, and we're bringing it back. We just don't know whether it's going to be a reunion show or there might be something moving forward. We don't know yet. I'm moving in May, so I know how Andre feels. So yes, finally
It's
moved
mainly
to my house.
because I don't know exactly about where we're supposed to be moving to yet. Like my landlord does have a beat on a 3-bedroom house for my husband and me, but we don't know the latest about it as of yet. So right now it's kind of everything's on hold for like at least for this month because our lease is up on this apartment we're in April. So I'm hoping to know something before the 1st of April because despite this being a really nice apartment, I like it. It used to be my grandma's. It's too small for what Barry and I want to do.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
I see Sean's comment about moving being stressful.
yeah.
It can be a lot of times. I've done it quite a bit since
Okay.
2013. I have moved. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Went from Houghton Lake, Cadillac, Florida, Houghton Lake,
Yeah, he's moved a
West
lot.
Branch, Houghton Lake, Harrison, Houghton Lake, Roscommon, Houghton Lake. Shit. Over the past decade, I have moved a total of 9 times.
It's a lot. I've moved 4, so yeah. Yeah, I will be in Zaragoza, Spain. So it's between Madrid and Alicante. So yeah.
I'm staying in the same town, thank goodness. I don't have to switch my address completely like a whole different town. I'm happy about that. And it's just maybe like a mile up the street from where we're at now.
Brent Hilarious, moving on up to that deluxe apartment in Sky. No, I'm moving to a 3-bedroom big. Just bedrooms are a little bit smaller where I'm moving to, but we have 2 separate rooms. We're going to have a nice cozy living room, but we've got a bigger kitchen and a big massive back garden. So but anyway, coming on to the channel wise, I've got a few little surprises for you with the channel as well. Obviously, me and Andre will be doing this every week on a Thursday. So I could be live at least maybe once or twice in a week. We don't know yet. But as of now, as of tomorrow, obviously I'll do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll put some reviews in because I've got some reviews. Then obviously because tomorrow I will be starting to celebrate my birthday week. So I'll be posting up a video every day of my birthday week. I'll put that in a little section. Monday, I filmed something today. I'm dropping that on Monday. It's going to be a day in the life vlog of me. Something that I do that's like not wrestling related or gym related, just something that I do, just a day in the life. So that'll be dropped on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll have a little something planned. Might be a mail day or something like that. But then Thursday, I'll be back live with Andre. But Friday, I am going to be doing a very, obviously, I'll go out for my birthday, have a couple of drinks, go out for a meal, and I will be doing a birthday live stream. A very special birthday live stream. I can have, if people want to come on as guests, talk away. We can just chat about anything and everything. So give me some questions, whatever, I'll answer them. But also, you don't have to do this, but I will link in the description below. You don't have to do this. You can just come on for fun, just have a laugh, celebrate my birthday with me. If you want, you don't have to do it. I will link my PayPal. So if anybody wants to like send like $1 or something for like me, like for a birthday gift or whatever, then that's fine as well. You don't have to. Even if you just put happy birthday, Skylar, that would just make me happy. But I've got the PayPal there because I'm not up to 1,000 subscribers, so I can't do no super chats and all that stuff.
Right.
So I'll link my PayPal. If anyone wants to send me $1 or $2 just to say happy birthday, or just send me a happy birthday message, it's there. But we will be on at least a couple of hours, but that'll be just like slightly later. I'll put that on about 1:30 on the Friday. I'll make sure to put a reminder. And yeah, that's what's going to happen the next week. But then like the week after, there's only going to be like a couple of videos before the big match. But then the week after that, it'll be like live panels, live videos, whatever. But that week when I train for that week, like the week before the Saturday that I wrestle, there'll only probably be this live that me and Andre will do. I might just do that and just leave it at that. So the week, say like, what is it? Saturday the 1st. So the 30th of March, that week of the 30th of March, I'll just do a live video of me and Andre. Sean Fleming said, yes, you definitely deserve to have 1 million subscribers. Yeah, but a lot of places in the States are very expensive.
Yeah, the place I'm going to be moving into, I'm paying $700 a month.
That's not too bad at all, especially where you are.
For around here, yeah, that's not bad at all, because it's usually like 1,000 or more.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, for me to have 4 days away in Ohio, if I was going to somewhere like Chardon or Middlefield, it's going to cost me $800 for the 4 days. Cleveland's like $500. If I go to Willoughby, it's only $200. $200 for 4 days. That's $50 a night.
Right.
In a 2-bed apartment. For like, if you're staying there for like a few days.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We have a
what
bunch of them here too. Like a bunch of houses are like that around here that people just rent out for like Airbnbs and stuff like that. The county's actually trying to put a stop to that. Because there's a lot of people here who are really down on their luck, and there's all these houses sitting empty that these people could go into.
Yeah.
But all these friggin' people who use them as like vacation spots or Airbnbs, they just sit there the rest of the year completely empty.
Yeah, because I was in shock, because I was like, you go to Middlefield and Chardon and Mentor, and they want like $500 extra for 4 days, and I'm like, so Willoughby must be a cheaper area to live, but it's I found out it's they had a bad fire the other week, Sorry, bad fire, and the water's been contaminated there.
Ooh. Yeah,
In
Flint, it's like that, where they're having the water problems. I don't live anywhere near there.
Yeah. Youth hostel. No, I'm actually staying in a 2-bed apartment for 4 days in Willoughby, and then from there I go to Chicago. So, for me plans when I go away, it's that Chicago. Gonna get Andre and Barry to come to Buffalo for me the party, even if I have to get a
Listen,
flight.
I don't know about Buffalo, but actually, I'm on it. I'm actually closer to Chicago, and I do have a way to get there. All I would have to do is ask my mom about a weekend in Indiana. Boom. And where we stay in Indiana, I am 30 minutes from Chicago.
Yeah. Well, a few people are meeting me in Chicago, so if you can't make my birthday,
That would
come to
probably be
Chicago.
easier for me. Because, like I said, I can talk to my mom and have her set up a whole weekend for her and I out there, and then I can figure out a way to maybe get you over there for a day.
Yeah.
Because my mom does know people down in Indiana who go to Chicago quite a bit, so we could get there and back.
Well, I know Alex Labour lives in Indiana, and he's going to be meeting
Yes,
us in
he
Chicago.
does. Because
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet up with him on a trip to Indiana, but I never went.
Yeah.
And I should have gone on this last one because I got my income taxes the day after my mom left.
Yeah.
And I could have paid her for the whole trip.
Yeah. Well, Brent, come and meet us then. Come and meet me in Chicago, and then we'll have a ball. Because I'm going to be there for like I think it's like 8 days. We're going to be in Chicago. Then I'm staying at Lisa's for like a few weeks in Buffalo. And
If anything, I will plan a couple days in Valpo during them 8 days you're in Chicago.
Okay.
It's like I said, Valparaiso, Indiana is like 30 minutes from Chicago.
Yeah. Sounds.
And my mom and I, we're usually staying in, like, we aren't staying in like the Best Western or anything like that. It's usually the really nice ones. Like, I believe the one we normally stay at is called the Country Inn and Suites because it sits right by a Dairy Queen.
Oh, nice. We're staying at the one that's right by where the Fan Fest is in Chicago. The AEW Fan Fest.
Yeah, I know about that because that's usually around the time my mom and I go to Indiana because she has a friend there usually that first weekend of July that has a big birthday party / 4th of July party rolled into one.
Yeah. Well, I could do one night while a lot of us are in Chicago. It's the end. I think I get to Ohio on the 25th of August, and I've got 4 days there. So I fly in on the Monday, and I leave Thursday. So it's like 3.5 days. So my flight to Friday, like late Thursday night, I get the flight into Chicago, which is only $100 for my flight. Single.
Yeah, that's like I'm trying to remember how many hours that is for me in the car. It's at least 4.5, maybe 5 hours to get to Valpo. That's by car though.
Yeah.
And that's usually a little less than that because of the way my mother drives. She's a speed demon.
And I think it's an hour and a half on the flight, or I can get the train and it'll be 6 hours, which will only cost me $40. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then we're there for a week, and then my birthday dinner with Lisa's on the 16th of September, and then from the 21st of September till the 26th, I'm with Jen in New York. I think I'm going to be in Chicago on the 28th of August.
Okay. Then I will talk to my mom about a trip to Valpo around that time too.
Yeah. And then we can organise a meet-up in Chicago with Labour. Brent wants to go. Brent Mania. Meet you and Barry. Gotta meet Barry. Gotta meet me. I've got to meet.
I'll try to get him to go, but it depends on his work schedule. And then a lot of times, if we don't have money, forget it.
Well, if need be, if it comes to the push, we'll get something sorted for you. So yeah. So I've got that to look forward to as well. So I think Andre's mic's gone off.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just saying, yeah, because everyone's talking about houses and like house prices and that. But because I live in the UK, it's to rent a house here, you could be paying for a 1-bedroom flat £260 a month, which is like $300. A 2-bed flat, about $320. A 2-bed house is which is $400. And even for the 3-bedroom house here, it's $420 a month. But my house that I'm moving to, I paid mine, didn't I? It worked out with taxes and fees. I'm going to say this in dollars, around about $195,000. But the taxes and fees were horrendous. I was paying like $50,000 for taxes and fees for a 3-bed house.
I will say, to answer Sean's question earlier, where I'm at, most landlords do require first, last month, and security. But I got lucky because my landlord is an old family friend who basically, his wife knew my birth mother before I was even born. I mean, they went to school together, and my landlord, come to find out, when I was little, used to babysit me. So I'm kind of basically like family to him.
Yeah. But for us, if you want to rent a place, you can either get it through. If you're getting it through the council, you don't even have to pay a deposit. But if you're getting it through like a private landlord, you've got to pay the first. I think it's the first month up front here, and that's about it. Sometimes
that was what ours was. It was just we had to pay a $600 deposit when we first moved in, and then that was it. And then it was straight $600 a month after that.
Ours was for here. It was $400, and that's what we paid.
But
for.
I don't even remember if our landlord charged us that deposit. I don't think he did.
Yeah. So, and then Sean Fleming saying, "Wow, I'm living in the wrong state and country."
Yeah, I can believe that, because when I lived in Pennsylvania, and this was a short time, the place I was staying at there, they were paying $1,600 a month. And this was for a 2-bedroom townhouse, which is basically nothing but a friggin' larger scale apartment, is how I looked at it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even find anything on my own being there. The cheapest one was like $700, and that was for a 1-bedroom. That would have cleaned me out completely as far as my income.
Yeah. Well, our Sammy pays 1,500 Canadian dollars a month for her apartment, and she's in a 2-bed apartment, and she's just moved. Our Sammy, she's just moved to a different part of Canada, like different part of Ontario. But yeah, like my cousins and all that, they live in Seaforth, Ontario, and Godrich and that, and they're paying in Godrich. It's like $2,500 a month for a 1-bed apartment. I'm like, but yet if you go to Seaforth, Ontario, it's only like $700 or $800.
This one Barry and I unit is a 1-bedroom, and we're paying $600 for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I've done with my new place. I bought it cash. But
I wish I could do that, but we don't have that kind of money.
It just took a long time for it to go through, and I was like, I don't want this, and it was just doing my head in. So yeah, so the only thing I pay on my house now is like council tax and like the gas and electric, which isn't much. But I feel better now, being that the only reason why I bought my own house is because Andre knows about my nan. My nan was brutally murdered. Oh, it's coming up to her anniversary as well in a couple of weeks. And she left my dad, my auntie, my uncle, and me money and 25% of a business. And we were left a lot of money, but there was a stipulation to the money. We weren't allowed to buy like Wardlow t-shirts or anything like that. It was basically house stuff to put in the house, or like if I needed like actual bits that are new that
Mm-hmm.
were essential for the house. Can't
Right.
use it for the
Like
car
nothing
because
frivolous.
I did actually ask my granddad if I was allowed money for the car for Peter, and he went no. He said it's only for the house and stuff in the house, or if there's any leaks that go on in the house, that's what the money's used for now. And I was like, okay, I understand that. And it was a lot of money. So like people, and even people still say to me, oh, give us some money, Skylar. And I'm like, no, because it's not for that. It's
Right.
for the house. And if anything happens with the house, for a brand new boiler, if I need a new shower put in, any cosmetic work, say like if I
Right.
needed like, even on the outside of the house, if I needed like a new drainage, like pebble dash paint for the house,
Mm-hmm.
because I've even got a back garden as well, a nice back garden that's going to be, I'm going to have some of it grass and a lot of it tiled, so it's going to go for that as well.
Right. Like basically, if you want to make it look nicer, it's basically for that.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like housing prices now. Like, but if you go to London, which is our capital city, you're paying 15 times what we pay for the same house. If that makes sense, you're paying
Yeah, it
almost
does. I get it.
I'd say $6,000-7,000 a month for a 2-bed apartment. It's extortion out there. Yeah, I mean, like $750 is £675 here. So in like Formby or Southport, which is like a posh area to us, you would be paying $750 for a nice 3-bed house up there if you're lucky. But in London, you'd be paying £4,000, £5,000, £6,000, which is the equivalent to like $8,000, $9,000. Whoa, Sean Fleming's got a Honda. I like Hondas, so got nothing against Hondas. Love Hondas. 3 storage units. Did you get them from Storage Wars? Wars,
My
lad?
mom's got a couple. One here in where we're at, and then one in Ohio.
Yeah, that's a joke, by the way. We're only joking, so don't worry about that. We do joke around here as well. So yeah. So in 7 minutes, me and Andre are gonna get off. So if you've got your last questions, so when this gets to 2.5 hours, me and Andre were gonna go. Only because we're kind of feeling it. We've been on long enough. So if you've got any more questions for us, let us know. If you want to say hello, or just if you want to know anything more about Huyton Lake or Liverpool in the United Kingdom,
Or where I'm at in Michigan.
or Michigan, Because I want you to do me a favor, Andre, before I see you in Chicago.
What's that?
If you do get a chance to go to Ohio, because I won't be able to get there, go to Rocket Fizz and see if you can get me the Rowdy Roddy Piper drink.
I'll try, but I don't know if we're going to be going to Ohio.
Yeah.
I said we usually go to Indiana, but
No,
I'll ask.
If you're going before I get there.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, if I get out that way, I will.
Yeah, probably because London is a big city. They cost more than big city. My town has 10,000 population. Wow, that is small. But even London or Ontario is still big as well. I've got a friend that lives in London, Ontario. Well, we did. That's Nolan Lane, which was James' boss. Yeah, 11 p.m.
Brent asked if I'm far from Clinton, Michigan. Let me check on my phone just to be sure, because I think I am kind of far from it.
Because you're like 2 hours away from Nikki, aren't you, Andre?
Yeah, I'm about 2.5 hours from Detroit, yes.
Well, if Barry does come, you'll have to make us something nice to eat, and I'd like to try something nice from Barry.
That should be no problem.
As long as it's got no vinegar from it in it.
It wouldn't be nothing like that.
Try some of Barry's cuisine.
Yeah, according to my phone, I'm 3 hours away from Clinton.
There's your answer. Barry looks
The
good.
biggest city close to me is either Traverse City, which is an hour north, or Saginaw, which is an hour south.
Yeah, so he's not too far from Saginaw.
Like, the biggest city close to me is Lansing, which is the capital. I'm probably 2 hours from there.
Yeah. Are you the same time as Sean Fleming, or are you still an hour?
Yeah, it's 11 here too.
So technically it's only 4 hours. I'm 4 hours ahead of you. Isn't it better when I'm 4 hours ahead than 5?
Right?
Yeah. Has Barry grown? I thought that Barry grew a beard.
Yeah, he did. He needs to shave, though. He usually does.
Tell him he looks good with the beard.
Skylar thinks you look good with the beard. He gave a thumbs up. I think he's getting sleepy, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bored.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Barry, that we've kept you bored.
Nah, it ain't us.
Oh,
We
that's
get to that sometimes we can't find nothing to do.
I
know. Chill out.
We've only got a couple of minutes left. He's all right. See, Barry's the best thing that ever happened to you.
I said that a long time ago. I'd have come unglued years ago without him.
Yep. Barry, best thing that ever happened in your life. And me as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Brent said biggest city close to him is actually Toledo. He's near Toledo. Oh, that James Higgins. Andre moved to Jackson, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
And it's supposed to be a better area, but he's actually not too far from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I ain't talked to him in I don't know how long. I don't even know if I still have him on my Facebook.
Well, because I changed my Facebook, I lost, because he's engaged to a woman called Linda.
I lost contact with a lot of people after all that mess.
But when I changed my Facebook, I lost a lot of people.
Well, that whole mess when we quit talking. I
know.
lot a lot of people pretty much walked away from me.
A lot of people walked away from all of us. And then when the pandemic hit, a lot of YouTubers quit YouTube. They didn't want to do YouTube anymore. Oh, Brent's never been on a date before. I'm a loser. No woman wants me. Hey,
Don't say that about yourself.
no, don't. There's a lot of nice girls that will want you. Hey, hey, if you see Lisa, you might like Lisa. Because you'll be meeting Lisa in Chicago. London Lisa. You remember London Lisa from the Another Live? Lisa's my friend. Well, she's Andre's friend as well. So I think we're about ready to finish.
I was just about to say, if Brent's not into women, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Exactly. Hey,
Whatever floats your boat, I always say.
love is love.
Exactly.
Andre knows about me. Andre knows I'm bisexual.
You're not supposed to know that about me.
Exactly.
My birth mother didn't even know.
Yeah, Lisa, yeah, I remember her. I've always known about you, so, and it's never ever bothered me. Never. You're not missing much. I've been married twice. My second wife was an alcoholic. Oh no, Sean, that's not fair. Oh, that's bad. I know you're into women. I'm into guy. This is the thing. I do like girls. Don't get me wrong. But I would rather be with a guy. But I still like a woman. I still would want to kiss her. I still want to do this, that, and the other. But I do like guys. So, yeah. So I know the feelings, like Sean, how you feel. Like both my husbands, Andre knows this. I had my first husband treat me like dirt. Didn't like how I looked. Got his mates, all 12 of them, and himself to gang rape me, all because I passed a degree in forensic science. Andre knows this, so I'm open to talk about it. And he was
The
just
person my birth mother's with pretty much turned her against me. Poisoned her, I like to say.
yeah. His mum's a bastard. Sorry, Andre, but I gotta say it. But your ma's a twat.
You're fine, like I said. She was great until she went off her meds. Then she went cuckoo.
Yeah. And she doesn't like Andre being happy.
Nope.
Your mum didn't
Yeah,
like you
because
being
I'm
happy.
talking to my stepmother.
Yeah, exactly. And your stepmom thinks more of you than she ever did. So anyway, that was my first husband. My second husband, I would just say this. He has children. We're on about Peter here. He has children that would message him and call him, especially when he would be out drunk. And one of the nights, hadn't done anything wrong. I was just sitting there waiting for Peter to get in. Peter one night got a phone call from his daughter and said, "Oh, Skylar's got a man in the house. She's having an affair with him. She's doing this, that, and the other." And I was doing nothing. He came in the house, cut all me face. You remember that photo when I had the purple hair and I had all the cuts on my face and that, Andre? You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was to do with his daughter, Peter's daughter, eldest daughter, saying that I had an affair with a guy and the guy was in the house. No one was in the house. And the reason why me and Peter divorced was because same thing happened with the cyber stalking bitch, Christina. You know about her.
Yep.
She messaged him and said, I faked cancer and everything. It sent Peter into a side spin and he just pushed me into the wardrobe and started laying into me. And that was it. And I was just like, no more. But I will say this about Peter. Me and Peter are better as best friends than being in a relationship together.
Right.
So I look after him and he looks after me as like a friendship. And now with Peter getting worse with his Alzheimer's and he's now lost his hearing, Andre.
Oh, damn.
So you have to lip read to him. So it's hard. But yeah, I'm single. Single. Would prefer to be with a guy, but if I did, but I only be with girls that I'm actually attracted to. And it's a certain, I think it's like is it asexual or demisexual that I am?
I think that's demisexual, but I can't be sure. I don't know a lot about all of that.
I think it's demisexual as a woman, but I prefer to be in a relationship with a guy. So it's like half demi, half asexual. But yeah, Andre,
I know nothing about all that.
Sean said you're smoking a spliff.
Yes, because Brent asked what I was smoking. Some say split, I just call it a joint.
Yeah, a doobie.
Yep, doobie. That's my favorite word for it. Doobie.
Yeah. And Brent said, I've never kissed a woman or anything. Anyway, I'm alone most of the time by myself. Well, you'll get kisses and cuddles off me and Lisa. We'll make sure of that. Just give you like a little peck and that. Just make sure you're all right. But what I was saying is, true thing about Wardlow. He smokes spliffs. And
yeah,
I
it's
know that
illegal where I'm at.
he posted on his stories picture of a little Wardlow with a spliff.
Nice.
And he's noted for smoking pot. It just helps. He said it helps him because he gets depressed, so it helps him with the stress. But he doesn't
That's what it does for me too.
His mum and that to know. Yeah, the best thing I did was to have my daughter, my son. Holy shit! His son's in Sean's mum and fuck. Like, how does that feel to know that? Like, am I alright to ask this question, Sean? If you don't want to answer it, then it's fine. But do you get to see your son? Do you get like visitation rights to see your son? Yes, Brent, he's a doobie brother.
Yeah, I like that band too.
Andre and Michael Wardlow are doobie brothers. Be kind
to people. I like that band too, the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. Be kind to people. Never know what they are going through by looking at them. Cost them nothing to be. Yeah, doesn't cost nothing. Obviously, I know about Sean's. He does have PTSD.
I see that. I'm on 6 meds myself. I have all of that except schizophrenia.
Well, I take Valium for my anxiety, so I know.
Well, I don't have bipolar either, but I'm lucky in that sense because my mother has it.
I just have
everything else: depression, anxiety.
We suffer panic attacks.
All that. Because I did see another comment from Sean. I'm not going to mention it here, but I can relate to it because that same thing happened to me when I was 6.
Yes. Well, I lost one of my childhood best friends to a heroin overdose.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was talking about. It's a little further up in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Good music. What's good music? Yeah. But like we're all here and we all have similar stuff. Like the reason why I have PTSD, why I have depression and anxiety, is because I was sexually abused as a child. So
I was too.
yeah, so me and Andre, we know what it feels like to go through all of that.
The song Hell is for Children by Pat Benatar saved my life.
Yeah, it's an amazing song.
I think it is, because to me it was like listening to the words, it was like somebody understood what I was going through.
Yeah, and what I noticed growing up, after when I was like 17, 18, I always thought that I was the only person going through it. There was nobody else. That's what I was always thinking in my mind. When I was like 17, 18, I was like, in the end, I'm not alone. There's other people that have been going through this. Some the same as me, some worse.
You can imagine what was going through my mind at the time, just like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Mine was on my 8th birthday, and my mum went out shopping. She took my younger half brother, I should say. My older half brother and my older half sister went to their friend's house, and it was, Daphne, tell Skylar to get me a cup of coffee.
I quit going to therapy a few years ago because I had a therapist who actually told me, oh, maybe you wanted that to happen to you. And I damn near punched that therapist in the face.
I never trusted therapists until
I didn't willingly go in. I was in
yeah,
there since after it happened. My birth mother pretty much threw me in. Because after that happened to me, and I was only 7, I tried to commit suicide. My mom found me in the bathroom with my wrist slit and that Pat Benatar song playing over and over and over.
yeah, yeah. I've done pills to escape the pain. I've slit my Andre knows I've slit a part of my body that I don't like showing. um, and I've actually tried to hang myself before. Yeah, and mine was my own stepfather. So yeah, and then
With me, it was a
after my
neighbor. That's the one thing that's kind of tough about being in this apartment building I'm in.
yeah,
Because this building is where it happened. Not this particular apartment, but this building.
yeah, and for me, even it was like a year and a half after my stepdad passed away. My mum brought a married man into the home, and he near enough done the same thing to me. And yet my mother knew all about that. And I said to her, you either choose him or you choose me. She chose him, gave me $15, which is the equivalent of £10, packed all my stuff and said, you go wherever you want. I don't want you. So me and Andre, we know what it's like for our mums to desert us and hurt us. That's
Yep,
why
this person my mom's with, she basically was like, oh, I'm with this person. I need a life of my own without you. I don't
yeah.
like your husband. You're not doing what I want. You won't go into rehab because you won't quit smoking weed. Da 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 da. One day I
And
was literally like, I'm not going to keep doing what you want. I am in my 30s. I am married now. Deal with it.
it's just stupid how our parents was treating us. That's why I'm so blessed that I met my dad when I did, because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't even be talking to anybody, because in
You know,
some
hold on. I just noticed in the chat, Sean mentioned about being a heroin addict. Let me ask you a question. Do I look like a heroin addict to you, Sean? Because the day I got married, my birth mother posted on my Facebook, right, telling everybody that was on both my Facebook and hers that I looked like a heroin addict.
and I will say this, I have Andre gave me a photograph of him on his wedding day, and he looked absolutely stunning. Nothing wrong with him. He was stunning. Him and Barry, incredible. I've never seen. Usually, when me and Andre talk, he's always in a t-shirt like he is now. But to see him in a shirt and slacks, smart, he blew my mind of how smart he looked. So,
Oh, Rose helped me with that day. My
so that's
stepmom. The one I sent you the picture of, the very small woman in between me and Barry.
yeah,
That's my stepmom.
yeah.
She's the one, that's Rose, the one got me into wrestling, everything.
Oh, Brent said, can you add him on Facebook?
Yeah, quickest way would be to go through Skyla's Facebook if you have her.
Yeah, hang on. Let me do a comment.
Okay, see, thank you, Sean. You get it. I was reading that on my Facebook on my fucking wedding day, and I'm like, how the fuck could she say that about me? I might have been like 150 pounds or whatever, but that was because I was off my meds at the time, and one of the meds I'm on actually helps my appetite.
Well, I've just put it in the comments. If you add my Facebook, that's my name, actual name on Facebook, and then once I add you, you'll find Andre through me.
Yeah, I just don't post a ton because I'm not like on there on a regular basis. You might see me posting like once in a blue moon, but that's usually about it.
Me and Andre, we just message each other. So that's the best way to get in touch with him. So if you do add him as a friend on Facebook, you can easily message him.
And then don't be offended if I don't message back right away because I'm usually doing other stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've learned. So if he's busy, he will reply back to you within like a couple of hours.
I always reply back, usually within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing a game, a lot of times I can't pause it. If I'm playing music, it's usually because it's loud and I don't hear my phone.
But that's Andre.
That's usually it.
Yeah. And like if I don't message back Andre straight away, it's either because I'm listening to music or I'll be vlogging or having a nap. That's probably the three things. Yeah. Well, that's the same that happened to me. I was obese for many years. And Andre will tell you, I was obese since I was 9 years old up till I was 20 years I was obese.
I was the exact opposite. I was both anorexic and bulimic till I was 15.
Yeah. With me being obesity, they did diagnose me with bulimia at 14. So we've gone through similar stuff, but here's the thing. Me and Andre, and a few other people that have gone through similar stuff that we've gone through the other side. Well, that's understandable, Sean. Like when my nan got murdered, it was bad. Here's the thing: it was my dad's best friend that murdered my nan, and he was given money to murder it, a lot of money, and he chose the money over not only his best friends, but over a family that loved him, put him up for years, was even having a relationship with me for God knows how long behind Peter's back. Sorry, but I need to mention that. But that hurt me more. And I was the one that put my nan's killer to jail. It was my testament to put my nan's killer to jail because I was the one that was having a conversation with my nan and I saw everything happen through a WhatsApp conversation. So it still shapes me to the core to this day. And even when my cousin killed herself through a cyberbullying bitch who shouldn't even be fucking. Oh, I don't like her. I've never
I guess
liked
I
her.
should be lucky I don't have anything like that happened in my family. It's more a history of insanity.
There's no insanity from your end.
It's from my birth mother's end. But I
Oh, we
certainly will
know.
not say my grandma. It was my uncles. My uncles were some loons.
That's what I'm waiting for.
But
I'm waiting for.
I won't say that about all of them. Like I said, my uncle Joey was cool,
Yeah,
and
I'm
according
just
to my
going to.
birth mom, my uncle
Sorry.
Skippy was the coolest of the three. But sadly, he was the one who ended up, before I was born, committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's
So
and that's actually the reason. Remember how when I told you we don't celebrate Easter in my family? That's why.
yeah. Well, that's understandable. A lot of people don't celebrate Easter. I don't go and that's why I don't. For me personally, I'm like my Auntie Doreen. We don't give like anything Easter wise. We don't celebrate Easter. We might just have fish on a Good Friday, but that's it. But we don't celebrate Easter. I don't get no chocolates or nothing like that. I just do birthday,
You might see
Christmas.
me get like a little bit of candy, but that's about it, just to satisfy
Yeah.
my sweet
And
tooth.
you
But
got
other than
spoiled
that,
off me for
nah.
Christmas. Didn't you, Andre? You got spoiled from me for Christmas.
Yes.
Him and Barry got a little something from me as well. So yeah, but that's what I'm waiting for. What Sean Clemens said. That's all I'm waiting for is the skin removal surgery because I've lost that much weight. But I can't have it on what we call in the UK National Health Insurance, National Health Service. That's it, National Health Service, which is free. Can't have it on that, so I have to pay for it. So eventually, it's going to cost me about £9,000 for all my surgery, and I'm going to have it in Poland. Yeah. But anyway, what I want to do, before we end this, I want to end it on something good. I don't want to end it on nothing bad. Like, what I will do as well, also, is on the Monday, I'm going to let Andre know the list, and then I'm going to post it on the community tab. What the list is, and if you guys want to join in with us with your
Carrie, it's
list,
your pick this coming week.
it's my pick, yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for you guys. It might be something that we've already done before, but we want to do it live, if that makes sense. But I want to do something a little bit different. But I will say it's going to be something movie-wise as well. But I want us all to join in. That's what, when we do these lives on the Thursday, yes, me and Andre will go live and talk through our lists. But I'd love to hear your comments and your reviews. And hopefully, like, I want to try and do something like every week so somebody can win something with the best list. Like, whether it's like a little PayPal donation or something from Amazon. I'll keep something aside. Because, like, I can't be buying, like, having, like, stuff every week. So, like, I could do something else. I'm going to try and think of something so you can be a part of it. Yeah. Palm 5522. Yeah. Like, I go by a verse called, I think it's 3, second. I think it's 2 Timothy 3, verse, I think it's 3, verse 12. There's a verse there, and it's a very special verse that I was given when I was younger, and I always have it in my head, but I can't remember what it is now. But if someone can remind me, It's like second
I have one
Timothy.
like that from my grandma where I don't remember the passage itself, but I remember the gist of it, which was basically God never shuts one door without opening another.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so anyway, I think we're gonna end because me and Andre, we look so tired. And
Yeah, that's why I'm so fidgety.
yeah, that's why I am, and I'm ready to take my bad boys, my Valium now. So I take I take 4 milligrams, and that will just knock me out. So yeah, so you're welcome. So thank you, Andre and Skylar, for the life.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're here every Thursday. It's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. 12:30 for me. We're here every week. We're just here to chat. Sean said you're stoned.
I am, but I have also been up since like 9 o'clock this morning. And I am tired.
Well, I went to bed pretty late. I went to bed about 8 a.m. this morning. So, yeah.
Like, I'll probably watch a little bit of YouTube and then hit the sack.
I'll be going to go in the toilet, taking my medicine, and be going to sleep. So yeah. So we just want to say, on behalf of me and Andre, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We will be doing this every Thursday. So if you want to join us
next week.
Yeah, we'll see everybody next week with a new stream, and yeah, talk to you soon. Ciao.
Peace.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.